My beloved child, I didn't come this far to abandon you, my love. I didn't accompany you through all of your life's phases only to leave you now. Believe me when I say that everything will be restored, because I am the one speaking, trust me. Furthermore, I have never betrayed any of my promises. It is a firm, unwavering commitment that is sealed with the power of heaven itself. It is not a casual statement or a hopeful suggestion. And because what I'm about to tell you will change everything, I need you to listen to this with all of your heart. Every promise I have ever made to anyone who has ever lived on this planet has never been broken. For longer than you would want to acknowledge, you have been living in a state of uncertainty. When you wake up, questions rather than tranquility are the first thing that come to mind. Will this be successful? What happens if it doesn't? How much longer must I wait? What if I'm not powerful enough? What if I don't measure up? What if, in spite of my greatest efforts, everything fails? Before you even get out of bed, the questions start to pile up, and you carry them with you all day long like hefty stones in an unput-downable rucksack. You are fatigued by the time you lay down, not because of what you did, but rather because of all the thoughts, worries, and mental rehearsals you have been doing. I see everything. I can see how much you weigh. I can see the persistent wrinkle on your brow. I can see how your shoulders stiffen when someone brings up the very topic you have been praying about because you don't want to publicly acknowledge that. Despite the fact that nothing obvious has changed, you are still waiting, hoping, and believing. Even though you're barely holding it together on the inside, I can see how you've learned to grin and respond that everything is good when someone asks. I observe how you occasionally browse through your phone when you ought to be sleeping. You are attempting to divert your attention from the ideas that won't go away, not because you are intrigued by what you are seeing. And I'm telling you now that this is not how I intended for you to live. I didn't make you to spend your nights struggling with terror and your days preoccupied with worry. You were not created by me to live a life filled with anxiety and attempts to control things that you were never intended to control in the first place. I did not offer an opulent life like that. I never promised that kind of peace. That isn't rest. I also want you to get some rest. Real sleep, the sort that becomes ingrained in your spirit and alters your perspective on things. The things I'm saying to you now are not meaningless consolation. These aren't flowery words meant to lift your spirits for a little while before reality sets in again. These are statements of veracity that bear the full force of my power. In the spiritual world, things change when I speak. Heaven starts to move in accordance with my declarations over your life. The world itself stoops to make my promises come true when I make them. Between what I have stated and what you can see, you have been at a crossroads. Between the future I spoke over you and the present that feels frozen, between the promise I made and the reality you are confronting. And you've been worn out by the strain and distance between the two. You constantly checking your current location against where you expected to be by now. Instead of using heavenly timing to gauge your development, you continue to use human timelines. Rather than grounding yourself in the unchangeable truth of my character, you continue to judge my loyalty based on outwardly apparent evidence. This waiting season, let me tell you something that will alter your perspective. There is no delay in the pledge. The promise is growing. In reality, preparation is what appears to be a postponement. God is truly moving deliberately, even though it seems like He is moving slowly. I didn't forget about you, so I won't make you wait. I cared too much about you to offer you anything you aren't ready to handle, so I'm guiding you through a process. Consider a seed that has been sown. Although you cannot see it, a process starts as soon as the seed is planted. In fact, you would harm the same thing you are trying to cultivate if you dug out the seed 3 days after planting it because you were eager to see results. Time in the dark is necessary for the seed. In the hidden location, it requires time. It must split open, send deep roots, and create a foundation strong enough to hold up whatever will grow above ground. And all of that takes place in a way that appears to be silent and undetectable. However, everything is taking place. The seed is doing precisely as intended. In its current stage, it is accomplishing its goal. A green shoot will eventually emerge from the soil's surface if you have patience, don't impede the process, and give it the time it requires. After a while, you'll understand that you were mistaken about nothing. It was all occurring. Because the most significant work was happening below the surface, you simply could not see it. There you are at this moment. You are in the secret stage, the stage under the surface. The point at when everything appears to be shifting into position, even yet nothing is moving. You won't comprehend what I'm doing behind the scenes until you see the big picture. I'm setting up situations that need to line up precisely. People who must be in place at the appropriate time are being positioned by me. Internally, I'm getting you ready for what I'm going to make public, and I take my time because I am thorough, not because I am sluggish. I don't do anything in the middle. I don't take shortcuts. In order to adhere to your desired time frame, I do not expedite crucial procedures. I'm determined to do this correctly, which indicates that I'm determined to finish this. I care about every little detail. Each component of the puzzle has a purpose. This trip has a purpose at every turn, and when everything comes together, you will be amazed at how well everything matches when you finally see what I have been developing. But you can't see that at the moment. You can only see the waiting, the uncertainty, and the distance between where you are and where you wish to go at this moment. And your heart has been frightened by that divide. I'm afraid you might have misheard me. Fear that the promise might not have been as strong as you believed. Worrying that you might be the one exception, the one individual for whom things don't work out. Allow me to use the truth to destroy that fear. I wasn't mistreated by you. I uttered the promise to your heart, and it is just as firm as you thought it was. You won't be the exception either. You will serve as yet another example of my faithfulness. Here's another illustration of what occurs when someone decides to trust me despite the evidence to the contrary. Another tale that inspires those who follow you to never give up. To never give up, and to always trust that I always complete what I begin. I want you to think more deeply about what I mean when I say that wholeness is waiting for you. According to your present desire list, you have been defining yourself effectively. You've been hoping that once that particular circumstance is resolved, everything would be fine. When that specific relationship is repaired, when that financial breakthrough occurs, or when that specific door opens. I need you to realize being well is much more than your immediate comfort, even though I may accomplish all of those things. Even though I'm trying to put things right, it won't be simple. It doesn't mean you won't have difficulties in the future. It does not imply that life would suddenly become easy and devoid of difficulties. It indicates that I am working everything out for your ultimate benefit, regardless of what you encounter, what goes against you, or what tries to stop you. It means that everything that seems difficult, terrible, or like a setback is actually being woven into a story of redemption that, when viewed from heaven's stark viewpoint, will astound you. Joseph spent years in prison after being deceived by his own brothers, sold into slavery, and unjustly charged by his master's wife. It seemed like everything in his life was against him, but each agonizing step was setting him up for success. He fled to Egypt because of the betrayal. Slavery taught him how to be a leader. He had access to the Pharaoh's court through the prison. "You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good," he said as he finally stood before his brothers as the second in command of Egypt. It was an actual injustice. Although the suffering was genuine, I turned it all into a lesson. In your case, that's what I am doing. Some items have been designed to cause harm by the enemy. Some things have been done with malicious intent by others. Events that appear arbitrary and inhumane were designed to cause harm. However, I meant it all for the best. I am transforming everything that was intended to destroy you into something that will help you achieve your goals. I'm utilizing the betrayal to help you develop your character. I'm taking advantage of the delay to help you learn to be patient. I am utilizing the disappointment to increase your reliance on me. There is no waste. There is no loss. We're redeeming everything. But during the process, I need you to maintain your trust. I need you to maintain your faith even if you are not yet able to see the proof. I need you to stick to my word even when it seems like everything is going against it. Because you walk away from everything the moment you give up, make the decision that it is no longer worth it, and walk away. I've been getting ready for you. You underestimate how close you are. It may not seem like it, but you are farther along in the process. The enemy is trying very hard to persuade you to give up because he knows you are on the verge of making a breakthrough. He is hurling all of his depressing thoughts at you. He is exaggerating every challenge. He's whispering that you should give up and move on since it's taking too long and won't happen. And he is doing all of that because he is aware that you will walk into everything I have promised you if you wait even a little while longer. He is aware that you are about to make a breakthrough. He is therefore attempting to persuade you to stop the process before you witness the results of your faith. Avoid falling for that. Don't allow fatigue to deter you from pursuing your goals. Don't let disappointment persuade you that I won't succeed. Don't allow the wait's length lead you to doubt the promise's authenticity. I am not a slow person. I have a strategic mind. I'm not running late. I'm on time. You will also see that the time was ideal when you reflect on this season after your breakthrough. You'll see why some things had to occur at the times that they did. You'll realize that I was working in ways you couldn't understand, shifting components you couldn't see, and arranging nuances you didn't know about. Allow me to change the way you think about something that has been bothering you. The silence has been taken by you as absence. You've been assuming that I must have stopped listening because you haven't heard from me as you had hoped. You've been confusing intangible motion with a lack of heavenly action. However, I want you to know that some of my most impactful work is done in silence. Unannounced changes can be among the most important. Some of the most significant discoveries are planned in secret and unannounced. I'm still in contact with you. I have been talking all the time. But I haven't only been talking to you about the situation. I have been telling the mountains in your life to move by speaking to them. I've been announcing that the doors that need to open will do so. I've been talking about releasing the provision you require from the spiritual world into the natural world. I've been bringing dead circumstances back to life. I've been using healing language to mend damaged areas. What the enemy attempted to take, I have been preaching restoration over. Additionally, every word I've said bears the full force of my authority and will achieve the precise goal I intended. You can tell that I'm working without even hearing my voice. Since I promised to work, you may be sure that I am. I made a vow to you that I would never abandon you. I made a commitment to you that I always work things out for the benefit of people who care about me. I assured you that I could accomplish far more than you could ever ask or dream of. And I fulfill all of my commitments. I am neither a man who should lie nor a son of man who should reconsider. Have I ever said something and done nothing? Have I ever made a promise and broken it? Examine the scriptures. Look up the past. Examine your own life. Find me one instance where I promised to accomplish something but failed to follow through. It doesn't exist, so you won't discover it. My word is not like human words, which are readily forgotten and spoken casually. Living and active is what I mean. My word has great power. I send my word to accomplish what I want it to. And I will always strive for your well-being because of this affection. I will never leave you in your current situation. I will never abandon you to solve problems on your own. You're not by yourself. For you I stand. I'm working for you. And until everything in your life is in line with my ideal plan for you, I won't stop. Amen. If this message resonated with you, please forward it to someone who should hear it. To obtain this blessing, type Amen in the comments section. Keep in mind that God's promises are independent of your ability to fulfill them. It's guaranteed by His loyalty. The burden of concern is no longer yours to bear. You don't need to solve every problem. All you need to do is rely on the person who controls your future. Because God promised it would be, everything will work out fine. And He has never betrayed any of His commitments. Remain true to that fact. Take solace in that fact and observe how God works in your circumstances in ways that are unmistakable. He's real. He is involved in every aspect of your life and is quite active.